Hey there, this is Tony Stewart, also known as Blessed Brother,
Angie Stewart, blessed sister.
and we're excited to have you here with us today. We are continuing our conversation from yesterday with part two of a message entitled,
What everyone should know about the character of God.
well, as you know, I shared some things with you yesterday that I hope were very helpful. And tonight, as you remember from yesterday's episode, if you didn't get a chance to see it, go back and check it out. But Angie was chomping at the bit to add some things of her own. So I said today she could have the floor. And so here's the floor to bless sister, my love, my wife, Angie.
Thank you. So, the main character that I think we all can agree on is like the best one, and my favorite is love, because God is love. Now, we're going to stay pretty focused on that today. We could be talking about this subject forever. I just want to stay focused on God is love, okay?
All right.
And I also want to clarify that we are in no way saying that love is God, because there are a lot of different things going on in today's society. And the point of this is that God is love. And as I get into some of the scriptures, you're going to notice that one particular chapter, 1 John 4, in that, in the beginning, it talks about testing the spirits. Because, first of all, we know that God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And so, the premise of love, that God is love, all right? And I know, without a doubt, that you all could probably quote John 3:16.
Jesus wept.
No.
Okay, what is it?
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That is the essence of love expressed, displayed, is that God came to save us because God is love.
Okay.
All right, now I want to read to you some very poignant scriptures from 1 John 4. This will be in the King James Version, but I will also reference over into the Amplified, and you'll know when I do, because I just want to point out something in there. So this is around verse 7. I'll start at verse 7. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. In this was manifested the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son into the world, that we might live through him. Herein is love, not that we love God, but that God loved us, and he sent his Son to be the propitiation for our sins. Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another. Now, I'm going to slide over really quickly, because in the 8th verse where I read that he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. So in the Amplified, it points out very specifically, God is love. He is the originator of love, and it is an enduring attribute of his nature. All right? Now I'm going to go down to verse 16. And we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. So what does that mean for us? We are as he is. So as he is, we are. So we are love. And that's what we must display amongst ourselves, is God is love, we are love. There is no fear in love, but perfect love cast out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him. Why? blessed brother. Why?
Because he first loved us?
Because he first loved us.
Got that one right.
Yes, he first loved us. All right. Now, as you know that there are many types of love out there, I'm sticking closely to my subject, God is love.
Okay.
There are 4 types that are talked about in the Bible.
All right.
And you probably have heard them. I want to go over them very briefly with you. And the first one is Eros. Eros is the romantic love that I have with my husband. We love each other. It's like in the Psalm of Solomon, talks about that kind of love. Then there's there's a love that's called Storge. Storge love is family members. You love your family members. It's the mom and the pop and the dad and the children and all that good family love between your aunts and uncles and cousins. Then there's the Philea love. That love is based out of the city of Philadelphia, referred to it as a city of brotherly love. But this is when it talks about the book of Philippians, where that church was honored because of its love, right? All right, so
what kind of love is that?
That love is a friendship love. That's like you and your BFF, your besties, that kind of love. Now, the love that God is love and how he loves us, that one is called agape love. And it is that unconditional love that he has for us and that we are to show for each other. All right? So those are the loves. I want to also give you a really nice way of knowing and making a distinction in how God is love. Now, you know that in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, that's what we call the love chapter, because it talks about what love is. Well, I want to read it to you in this way. So here it goes. God is patient. God is kind. He does not envy. He does not boast. He is not proud. He does not dishonor others. He is not self-seeking. He is not easily angered. He keeps no record of wrongs. God does not delight in evil, but he rejoices in the truth, with the truth. He always protects, always hopes, always perseveres. God never fails. Sounds familiar, right?
Yes.
So I want you to think about that. And I want you to remember that God is love. And that, for me, is why we're here. It's my favorite one of the character of God. Of course, I guess all of them are my favorite ones, but thinking about we wouldn't be here without God, who is love. God is love. Think about that.
That's great.
Honey, would you like to say anything about that?
You said it all. So, you guys, again, thank you for joining us today. Fired up about you getting some more information from us tomorrow. Great job, my babe. We're talking about God is love.
God is love.
Well done. And before I forget, this video is brought to you by blessedbrother.com. Go check us out there. And I think you said it all. Have a blessed, wonderful day.
And guess what? We love you.
We love you.